it's vital that they have a central point to assemble, collect their thoughts, sort themselves out and get moved forward as quickly as possible to the core battle area. Now that point is called the Core Reinforcement Group and is centred here on the Senulaga Paderborn training area. The man responsible for coordinating all the movement, both in, through and then out of the Senulaga area, is Lieutenant Colonel Noel Muddyman, the CO of 25 Transport and Movement Regiment, RCT. Noel, could you give us some idea just how big the operation at Senulaga is?
Well, we're the focal point here, Mike, of all the reinforcements coming in from the United Kingdom, both by air and by road. And I suppose over the period of Lionheart, taking the regulars and the reservists from the United Kingdom, we will see something like 25,000 from the air and about 8,000 vehicles coming into the Core Reinforcement Group and then going out again.
Now, one of the big criticisms of Exercise Crusader 4 years ago was that the reinforcements from the UK simply weren't getting to the front quick enough. Now, what are you doing about that?
Well, we're making sure that they don't stay here any longer than they have to. They come in, they marry up with their transport and they go forward. If there's any question about delay because their transport hasn't arrived because of a delay on the line of communication, then we'll move them out by helicopter or by road or by rail as quickly as possible because their brigades and their divisions need them in the field.
Could you give us an idea of, say, just one reservist? How quickly would one reservist get from the UK to the front line?
Well, I'll give you an idea. Yesterday, I travelled on a train from Gütersloh to here with an individual reservist. He lived in Bournemouth. He was called up at 9:30 yesterday morning. He was on a train at 7 o'clock last night out of Gütersloh. He came into here, he had a meal, and he was on his way again on a train at 1 o'clock this morning, and he must have been with his divisional headquarters and signal regiment by 3 o'clock. So within about 18 to 20 hours, that man was from his home in Bournemouth, in the field, in a trench somewhere in the 4th Divisional area.
I would think some of the lads must be a bit shocked when they arrive here. No sooner do their feet touch the ground at Gütersloh than they're whisked up by train or some other form of transport at Senulaga, and they turn around and they're on the move again.
Well, that's right, but we can't afford to have them hanging about. They've come here to do a job, and the fact they may find their mess tins are still wrapped in brown paper when they arrive in the front line means that perhaps their units there have got to be a little bit more compassionate towards them.
Now, obviously, this is the peak time this weekend.
Yes, indeed.
Have you had any major problems as of yet?
Well, we'll have delays, and we've had aircraft which have not met their flying schedules, which means trains have not met their schedules and so on. But I think we've got a flexible enough system to move chaps by helicopter or by road or by rail to sort of cope with them. I mean, we've had trains stopping at the wrong station and people getting out, and other trains stopping or not stopping at the station and people not getting out. And of course, inevitably, transport would be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I mean, these are just the hiccups that one learns to live with and deal with on the spot.
But you haven't lost too many of the tens of thousands yet?
Not yet, not yet. It's early days.
And just how vital, finally, Noel, is Senulaga's role here with the reinforcement phase of Lionheart to the overall success of the exercise?
Well, it's vital, because unless we get the units married up here, the road and the air parties, and get them forward on time to meet the commander's plan at all levels, from brigade level upwards, and to meet the Corps commander's overall plan, we just won't be in a sort of battle position ready to meet the enemy.
Now, speed is the object of the exercise as far as the reinforcement phase of Lionheart is concerned. 3 miles up the road, on the grass of Bad Lipspringer, 6 Pumas and 1 Chinook from RAF Gütersloh await the arrival of the next batch of troops to ferry forward to the front. 280 of them arrive by coach, both territorial and regulars from the United Kingdom. Having been processed by the Core Reinforcement Group in Senulaga, they're driven up here, immediately divided up into smaller groups, loaded onto the helicopters, and then taken forward to the battlefront.
This is the entrance to the secure area of battle operations. As you can see, it's very tightly controlled, but we've been given special clearance to film within the compound. we'll be visiting the Operations Centre of the British Corps, the hub of the Blue Force. The Chief of Staff and his organisation will be preparing for the anticipated attack by the Orange Force.
20 Delta, this is 0. He's weak, I can't hear him. Could you ask him if he's any more information on the attack on the 6 flight, over?
There are 2 areas where we're slightly concerned, and we're moving more sappers down there now. We've got Chinooks flying in the mines, so that means that that unit will move forward down to there to work on these mines that are being flown in.
To find out exactly what happens inside the Operations Centre, I spoke to the Chief of G3 Operations, Lieutenant Colonel Mike Dewar.
This is really the nerve centre of Corps Headquarters, of the blue player part of Corps Headquarters. We have here all the communications to the divisions who are playing on this exercise, namely the 3rd Armoured Division, the 2nd Infantry Division, and also the 4th Armoured Division. And I, from this tent, talk to all of them very easily. I have various means to talk to them by: secure telephone, ordinary telephone, and radio, when radio silence is lifted, which it hasn't yet. We also are able to monitor the battle extremely easily on the maps that we have in here, so when we get reports from divisions, we can log the battle, we can log precisely what's going on, we can tell the Corps Commander what's going on, and he can then take the necessary decisions to dispose of his troops as he sees fit. In this tent we've got the G2 intelligence cell, and they are next to me, and so tell me precisely what they think is going to happen next as a result of all the various means they've got to do that. We also have the engineer desk, which gives me the means to use those engineers immediately, should I so wish, or should the Corps Commander so wish, I should say. And we also have the artillery desk, and so again, right here in the centre of Corps Headquarters, we can dispose of our artillery as we wish.
And what state are you at present?
We are at a state prior to the opening of hostilities at the moment. All our intelligence sources tell us that the enemy are due to cross the border shortly, and therefore the divisions and the brigades are digging in. In fact, they've nearly completed their preparations. We've got everyone almost exactly where we want them. We still have some reinforcements to come from the United Kingdom, but all in-theatre troops are ready, and should the enemy attack at any moment, we are in a position to deal with it.
It's all rather British at battle headquarters for the Blue Forces at Mons Camp in Hildesheim. The lull before the storm, very unflappable. The Blue Forces are unaware of the battle plans of the enemy forces, not far away on the other side of the inner state border, the line of demarcation being used for Lionheart.
You tell me what I missed, all right? Going out in Bravo.
I'm in a wood on the orange side of the enemy line, and the artillery of the Tiger Brigade, the 2nd US Armoured Division, is preparing to move off on its first advance against the Blue Forces. I asked the battery commander, Lieutenant Colonel Tom Cameron, what was happening.
Well, this morning the battalion is preparing for its movement to the Phase 1 area of the exercise. Vehicles are lining out, and in approximately 20 minutes, the first of the six various elements will move out.
What sort of armaments have you got at your disposal?
The battalion has 18 155mm howitzers, and in addition we've been reinforced with 3 multiple launch rocket systems, which is a new weapon system for the U.S. Army.
What sort of ammunition do they fire?
The howitzers, the 155 howitzers, fire high explosive ammunition, smoke, scatterable mines, chemical, nuclear munitions, quite a large number of different types of shells.
And where are you going from here?
As soon as we leave here, we're road marching to the first phase of the exercise, which is in the southern part of this area.
So at 0730 hours Zulu this morning, the men and machines of the 2nd US Armoured Division, known to their friends as Hell on Wheels, moved out to begin the battle phase of exercise Lionheart. There'll be a further progress report tomorrow.